This is a new YouTube channel. I've been doing YouTube for a while because we took a break and my grandma moved, and it's kind of hard to do YouTube videos without. So, if you're wondering who this strange girl is, it's my best friend, Katie, from a very long time ago. We're like sisters almost. So today we're going to tell you 3 stories about our scary experience. Let's start with Katie first.
Okay, so my first one happened because my house was haunted. You might be thinking to yourself, this girl's crazy, but I'm not, I promise you. So, it was one night I was sleeping in bed, and I used to share a room with my 2 younger brothers, and I am a very light sleeper, but my brothers are very heavy sleepers, so everything wakes me up. And there was one night I was just sleeping in bed, and I heard our closet doors banging together, and we have the very old, heavy closet doors that don't have mirrors on them. So it was like a very loud crashing sound, and it woke me up, and I was really scared, so I didn't get up because, in the movies they always get up and they check, but that's stupid. You don't check. You
don't ever check. Do not check.
So I laid in bed, my covers over my head, I sweated until I fell asleep, and then in the morning I got up to check the closet to see if anything had fell, like something really heavy had to have fallen to make the sound that it did. And there's nothing on the floor, everything was in place, and I took my hand and I smacked at the door, and it made the same exact sound that I had heard when I woke up the night before. So, worried me went to go tell my mom, something really crazy happened last night. And when I told her, I expected her to reassure me or tell me that I need to be logical and nothing weird is happening. But she was just kind of like, okay, I'll tell your dad what happened. And I was like, wait, what? What's going on?
What?
It turns out that was not the only incident that had occurred. My younger brothers had also heard footsteps in the hallway while everyone was in bed, and the way that our room was set up at the time is that their bunk beds were against the wall, and we would always sleep with the hallway on, and they could look into the hallway from the beds. They could see, they have a clear view, so if anyone was in the hallway they would have seen it, but they heard footsteps and there was no one out there. And my parents had also heard shaking, our drawer shaking with the silverware in the middle of the night. And I also heard my piggy bank shaking in the middle of the night. Just all very strange things. But we had the house blessed, we're fine now. Everything's good. It's not scary anymore.
Yeah, that is scary. I have an incident when I was at her house. I would hear the silverware or plates moving, and I just thought it was her parents putting away the dishes. But when I looked up and looked at the clock, it was like some odd thing in the morning. I was thinking, why are dishes being put away at this time in the morning? So that was kind of creeped me out a lot actually, because I was like, okay, that's weird. Real weird. Okay, I have this one story. It's not with her. It's with another one of my old friends. We're going to call this friend Savannah. So, I remember it was after the 4th of July, we went up to her cabin up in the mountains, and we stayed there for 1 week, and then we went back to her house to stay there for another week. And Savannah and I got up in the morning with her brothers, and we went. They had a 3-story house, so they had the rooms, and then the kitchen, living room area, and then the basement area where there's where you could just hang out. And we got up in the morning, it was just me, Savannah, and her brothers, and we went to the kitchen area and had breakfast and all that, and then her parents left to go for a walk around the neighborhood. And we didn't know how long they were going to be gone for, so they told us we were in charge to make sure the boys got the shower, and we did the same thing. So we made sure they got the shower and all that, and then we're just sitting there in the kitchen area. The boys were playing a card, and Savannah and I are coloring. And then all of a sudden we heard a knock on the door. So I thought it was her parents, but the parents had a key to the house. So I did go up and check through the peephole. No one was there. I was like, okay, that's a little strange. So I went back, and then on the next hour, another knock at the door. So I went to go check through the peephole. no one was there, and I turned around and told Savannah. So I was like knocking the door and ditching. And she's like, oh yeah, people could do that. So I sat down. Again, another knock at the door. The boys are starting to get a little freaked out. I went to go check. Stupid Savannah yells through the door and tells them, you better stop this or I'll call the police. It's like, dude, why did you let them know we were here? Now we're definitely in trouble. So then, like a minute later, there's banging on the door. And sound like a male 40-year-old voice yelling to let him in the house. So we freaked out, started going down the stairs, and there's like this sliding glass door, and the guy comes to the door and starts banging on that door. And there's like a little bathroom in the downstairs area, and we're hiding in the bathroom, and it felt like for the very long time this guy was just banging, and then like stopped. So we went back up the stairs, and I saw a flash of a red cap go past the doorway, and I stopped in my tracks. And then like I didn't see him until her parents came back. We went to the Renaissance Fair, and then I saw the same red cap as we went to the Renaissance Fair. It was really scary. That's my experience. Really scary. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I swear we almost died that day.
And that wasn't a ghost or anything, that was a real person.
That was a real person.
Oh my
We almost
God.
like died. Nearly died that day. It was scary.
That's terrifying.
We were smart kids not to let him in though.
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah, but like after that day we went to Savannah's parents and told them what happened, and they told us they won't leave us home alone ever again.
Never.
Never again. We're like, okay, good, because we almost died.
That was scary.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That was something else.
So on to my next story.
Yeah, you're next.
Okay. When this was about a year ago, I was with my other friend Noor, and we had just come back from a wedding. So it was super late at night. It was like 1 in the morning. And it wasn't probably until 2 o'clock that we fell asleep because we were talking and stuff. So I had a nightmare as we were sleeping on the couch, and I woke up kind of like screaming in my sleep. But it was kind of like muffled screaming, you know, as you do when you're sleeping. And I was facing the wall when I woke up, and I was like, oh god, thank god that's over. And then I rolled over, and there was the couch, and they had a hutch, and from behind the hutch it looked like someone was looking over at me. There was a face in the dark, and it was like pitch black in there, and I very clearly saw a face. And it was like making this weird like face at me, like, what are you doing? And I had assumed that it was my friend's mom, because she had even told us before we went to bed, you know, you guys need to be quiet when you're going to bed because you always wake me up. And I was even embarrassed. I was like, oh, you know, she probably heard me like screaming in my sleep. Like, oh god, that was horrid. And I was laying there, and I kind of lifted myself up to look over the couch into the dining room, and saw who I thought to be my friend's mom flipping through things in the mail. But things that didn't occur to me was it was kind of a tall figure with like really long dark hair, whereas my friend's mom was like pretty short with shorter, like bright hair. And it occurred to me at some point that, you know, why is she looking through mail at like 4 in the morning in pitch black dark? And right as I thought that to myself, I heard the lights from upstairs flip on, and my friend's mom comes downstairs. And at that point, I thought, okay, I just saw ghosts.
Yay! Ghosts! Love ghosts! No, just kidding. So, my story is at my old house in San Bernardino, and my mom was sleeping in her room, and my brother was in the living room, you know, what boys do, play video games, obviously. And I'm in my room because, you know, I had to take a nap, apparently. I was still little to do that. So, I could see into my brother's room, because I had the door wide open, and then my closet door was like wide open. So my my bedroom, my bed is facing the closet door, like this bed is now, and I could see into his room, but there was a white figure that I could see just standing there, and I could see right through this like white figure person. I could see right through it, and then there was another one right in my closet. So I'm hiding underneath my sheet because I was so afraid this thing is going to come out and grab me, because it was moving towards me. Like both of them were moving towards me, like moving. I was so terrified that I hid underneath the sheet for like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So then I took the sheet off of me, and then I looked and nothing was there. So I got up, closed the door, and closed the closet door. From that day forward, I never sleep with the closet door open, and I never sleep with the door open, because that was like a terrifying thing for me. I never ever do that because it's scary, and I don't want that same experience. That's my second story.
No, thank you. I can't think of a third. The big house haunting is kind of like a lot of stories in one.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I did like a very long story.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else.
That's okay. I got one last story.
Okay, you tell your story.
Okay, but this had to do with a real person though. Scary.
I feel like those are scariest.
Oh yeah. I was living in Washington at the time, and my friend and I were walking back from Walgreens to her house. And it was kind of like, maybe like somewhere in the afternoon time, like kind of late sort of, because we spent a lot of time in there. So we're walking back up this huge hill, and there's a car that stopped right behind us. The person got out and asked if there was a flat tire or something. We're like, no. Creepy. So then he got back into his car and he started to follow us back to her house. And he yells out the window going, "You guys need a ride? I mean, like, it's super long up this hill." I'm like, "No, we're okay. We gotta get exercise." And he kept insisting and insisting and insisting. So what Erin and I did, we took this like little trail. It's like a back trail where we could go and get to our house as quick as we could, because this guy is like really following us kind of creepishly, very creepishly. So all this time we got back to the house, and he's sitting right outside the house, just staring at the house for long periods of time. So we told her dad, and her dad came out with Sonic, because Sonic doesn't like boys, apparently. And he charged at the car, and the car like kind of like swift and turned around and went down the hill. And that was like the scariest thing ever, because this guy was like seriously stalking us. Good thing for Sonic. Awesome dog. Yeah, that's the end of my story, and my friend here, and wherever the dog is behind us. So that's the end of my story, the end of her story. This probably would be up maybe before Halloween or after, who knows.